Okay, here we go. Welcome to the next work in progress video of the Heroes and Generals Manager. We're still working on the assault team section. Let's take a look. So I modified some things, so we now basically going to start like you start a fresh account in the game. So hold on, I'm gonna also quickly close TeamSpeak, otherwise it will be interfering. So like we go now on the factions, you only have one character, one US character, one German, and you will have one Soviet character. That is your, let me say, starting point. So when you go now on those assault teams, when you want to show, there's nothing to show. So we first going to go on a simulation of the characters, for example. So this is your character. You can now rank him up. You can then also switch him from career. Here I'm going to also create some code that is preventing it from showing some issues, some issues, not but some classes. Like in games, you need to be level that before you can switch career. So I need to go over that. But yeah, okay, that is just the fine-tuning of the section. So now every faction will have his own soldier, the default one. Default, you see, infantry, that is what we set as a default name for the moment. Then I'm going to be advanced in the game. I played a lot, I earned a lot, so I can buy a new character, for example. I'm going to buy our birdie guy. I'm directly going to buy, wow, a second lieutenant is good enough to show you what we want to do. Yeah, but I'm not going to buy an infantry guy because that one I got already, so I'm gonna take a para guy this time. We buy it, a para guy, and our simple default soldier class. Then I'm gonna buy another character. This time I'm gonna buy a general. Gonna buy a general. On the German side this time. Voila. There he is. Okay, so yeah, I can buy on the Soviet one also, so let's buy there also one. Buy a tanker over there, also a major Soviet. Well, Schmiegelbrüger. Okay, there is our Karlov guy. Voila. Then we're going to the assault teams. So now on the US faction you have that para guy that has one command point. It can buy pathfinders. So you see, You can enter a name in here, or you can use the default one. I'm going just to buy a default one. So the moment you click the buy button, I update the screen so it's directly visible. So yeah, you can buy as many if you want, like you got money, for example. But now we click on this guy, and the leveling up was working, the renaming was working. So now UIS for, I'm gonna test it quickly because we were working on this panel. That panel we already tested. So I'm gonna call it 55 feet or something like it, and then I'm gonna click that guy. Voila, it automatically updated it, the screen again. So then you need to click again on that guy. When we level up, it's the same situation. Once you do something on this screen, it will disappear. Then yeah, the two buttons are not working for the moment. There is some functionality behind it, but it's basically deleting the Soul Team. So now what I was doing, I was this can go down. Hold on, show info. No, it was not the show info. Show by ID. No, hold on, I need to quickly modify ID. No, it's not there. This one, I just added this one. So this is the this one, the show IT, show assault teams, and then if the character, the assault team type is a guard, then I add the options. Go motorized, goes infantry. So that is basically what is happening now on this guy, where you can only choose paratroopers. So we're going to go on this guy. This guy got all the assault teams he can buy. So for example, I'm going to do this quickly on this guy. Just take everything default. So yeah, that was also the problem, so that is fixed. I had it pointed to the wrong, or I had it named wrong in the direction to the image. Okay, so now we have all the assault team classes we can have. So like, yeah, we need to be able to also simulate what we're doing in game. So once we have everything, it's easy to then later on just click on load the settings. Then so all your assault teams will be ready to be used as a simulation. You don't need to every time you start the program enter all your data. So it's I'm going to build it like one time you make a profile, for example, and then that profile will hold that session you did, and then another profile, or you can create multiple profiles. We will see how we will solve that, but first we're going to do this. So now on the guard unit, so when a guard unit, he can only be a motorized guard or an infantry, then normally it's the intention to click this button and he will create, according to this and the naming, your new assault team. Then here you see we have a double, because this is all level 0 assault teams. So level 0 goes to level 1, so a medium and medium armor and tank destroyers are the level 1s, and then normally when you choose between those two, medium destroyers won't go any further, so only the medium armor will go to heavy armor. Then you reach level 2, only the the guard the guards will have like a level 3. That will be the mechanized infantry, and the rest all only goes to, yeah, like for example the paras is only 1 0 1, so you can only go, you see, like go to paratroopers, and then it's the highest rank or the highest level, or what you want to call it. And here, yeah, here we can go to the fighter squadron and then the heavy fighter squadron. But yeah, basically it's doing what I wanted to do. So when I now go to the faction stats, like, yeah, like this part is not active for the moment. It's only static values, but this one is active. So for the Americans we have like 2 characters. We have 1 infantry, 1 para. Then we go check on our German characters for guys that are playing multiple factions and have multiple faction assault teams and characters and stuff. So that is this part of the program that is showing you what you have. And then I'm going also try to maybe add some more detailed values, maybe from instead like doing like this, having a total count of infantry, a total count of but yeah, that is just once everything is working and I start working back on this panel. So this guy got also 2 guys. It got 1 infantry, 1 general, and the Soviets, they have 2. They have a tank man and an infantry guy. So when I close it and I'm gonna go back and I go look at the Soviet Union, you see also, and this I also need to fine tune a little bit later on once we go to the selection of the deployment. So once we have deployed, then yeah, we will also do the same like in the game, prevent you from adding deploy more than the command point you got. So this guy got 2, so we can only deploy 2 light armor on 1 medium, and 1 tank destroyer I think is also 1 command point. So now here I can just do the same, so I can buy a German tank light armor squad. I can name it USSR 25 LA. I'm gonna buy it. Voila, there he is. You see, that is basically everything is working, so I can go back rename it to 55, something like that. So when I do it, click, well, now he's called light armor. I can level him up, because yeah, that's also something in the game, it's not because you're a light armor you cannot have a level 3 if you don't upgrade your assault team. It's not automatically upgrading it when you're leveling up, so that's why I also do the level up and upgrade in a separate way. So basically, the intention now is to, you see those two buttons. So yeah, for now it's deleting it. So when I click on that, normally he deletes it, but he doesn't do it for this guy, it seems. Or no, I think I disabled the deleting. I need to check. So, but yeah, there's an issue on that side from the deleting. Once it goes good, once it doesn't go good. And like you see, we got an error saying like index out of range. But yeah, and the crazy thing is, on the, like, hold on this, we need to go back to the characters. So on the default, the guys that are created by default, I don't get any errors, and the guys I buy through this panel, that is basically creating the same guy, just on another, in another coding, for example, but basically is just do the same blocks of code. So, and one time it's working, one time it's not working, but yeah, I will find out. That's what I mean. I need to tune and tweak everything a little bit. So, but yeah, that's no big deal. So we go back to the Soul teams. We go back to, for example, to as no, take that guy. So basically, like what I'm trying to say was like now it's a motorized guard. So those two buttons need to display the price of the upgrade. Yeah, the renaming, and I'm not gonna bother with at the moment, not with price of the renaming. Same for on the characters. I'm not gonna bother with that. If people find it pretty important that it's included, then okay. But I was more thinking when we're going to go over to the data handling and the war funds calculations, like when you deploy the units, there's a price on it. Same like here, every time you do something, you see the credits or the war funds or the gold reducing. For example, like now it's when I'm just gonna buy it with gold. So for some reason, hold on, I'm gonna boot it again. Hold on, hold on. I'm also gonna quick. Oh, I close that window. I'm gonna quickly enable the generals back. I'm gonna enable the generals back. Voila. Save it. And like here, you see it's directly showing the US, so that we have something inside it. So okay, I'm gonna try, because that's what I mean. Sometimes it's working perfectly, and on the other hand, it's doing all kinds of crazy behaviors. So okay, now every faction will have a soldier, base class, and a general. So it will be the same for, you see, for everything, but they will not have like a soul team. So we're going to just buy one. Okay, I'm gonna do the same. Like you see, once you got an error, then everything is it's messed up. So you need to stop playing and then just replay the session to debug. So voila, the gold is working, but for some reason it's not counting down my gold. Okay, so I'm gonna write that down, so that I was curious about. Okay, I'm not gonna bother, just a quick overview of the workflow. So I think the workflow seems to be okay. So your first thing will be when you going to start the program. Once it's alpha build, let me say the first build, you will be not going to have this as first window, but there will be like a first time run, yeah, maybe different Windows tabs. Maybe I go see how I'm going to do it, but basically it was overlay, and you first need to fill in all the data before you can yeah, start using the program, so that it's not like now, for example, when we do this and I disable the generals again, and we run it, start run your program, the Heroes and Generals Manager, you come to this window, then you can get your information, like what are the rank icons of the USA, Germany, Soviet, then the icons that are used in game from the characters from the assault team. Yeah, the other ones I need to maybe make it a little bit bigger, that it's better readable. And then yeah, you can have the factions, but the factions are basically automatically created. You don't need to do anything about it. I'm maybe gonna build in an extra thing like preferred faction, for example, that everything loaded in your preferred faction, like on the characters, instead of now it's the US faction, and your preferred or you're preferring the Soviet faction. Then when you basically do characters, it will do this. And same for the assault teams, maybe it directly do like so Soviet. And I'm gonna to see how I'm going to solve it. I was also thinking of maybe doing something with the flag or something of the faction, but that is later. That's more like yeah, fine-tuning the design. But like at this now, I think it's the first menu is it's okay. Okay, we can change the background if we really want, but I think staying neutral in this, and instead of doing hold on, I need to check which one is what. Hold on. Background. So for example, if I'm going to take this guy, you see, it's a whole other thing, but I don't know, you know. You see, you can do crazy things with it, of course, but or you can do the ranking buttons, you see. Wow. Or you can, yeah, maybe have like a soldier behind it, and but that is just, yeah, like I say, it's just a little spielerei. All extra, you see, I can, I need to, you see, I need to look for myself sometimes. And if I don't like it, then I'm going to go in Photoshop, create my own. So see now, if I were really like my first intention was I'm going to create a program for the US faction, but then again, why create something for only one faction if the game is holding like 3 factions? So build it, and then you need to also be having a little bit of neutral images. See, you can do the flag, for example. It's a little bit, or you can put a general or something in it. Yeah, you can do everything, but that is something that I'm going to do in an end stage, giving it a little bit more color. But yeah, now this is staying, so normally when you, oh no, it's not doing it on this guy. No, but the over characters, oh no, they are good, they're all a little bit closed. You see, it's keep on the back, so everything is on top of each other, so it's, yeah, it's basically like putting plastic on plastic images on top of each other, and then giving it a little bit text filing things. You must do this when I say you click on me. Okay, so what we saw was that gold counting on the buying stopped working. Okay, but it's like already pretty late again, so we're going to just save everything and hope tomorrow I can finish this little problems they are occurring now. So I don't think I have it. Oh, that was the wrong button. Hold on, I'm going to just comment it down and then just put everything. Oh no, leave it like it is, otherwise I cannot test it tomorrow. So yeah, okay, leave this file like it is, and then yeah, I also put regions in it, otherwise you get lost in your code. So show, so this is everything to do with showing the soldiers that I don't want, modifying the soldiers, buying the soldiers. So it was working before, so I'm going to quick go over it. Still war funds, okay. And the problem occurs with gold. Yeah, that's correct. There's nothing changed normally. Hold on, I think. Yep, I see the problem. I see the problem, no problem. Beepity 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 beep beep beep. Checking if that line is, because it's basically the same code, and then you do a copy paste, and sometimes you forgot to put it back to gold. So you put it back to gold. So whoop. Why you're not working? You are working. Yeah, that yeah, because it's now the gold thing, so now it still got the same problem. Very weird, very weird. I'm creating a new list, and all of a sudden it seems you cannot find that list anymore through the code. And that's just checking if the name is empty. Did I don't understand? Oh yeah, okay. Need to go back over it, hold on. Gold! Everything needs to be gold. Gold, 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 gold. Hold on. Gold. Go slowly. Oh, yeah. It's like I'm saying, it's all late already also. Been doing the whole day finding out what the problem was. But yeah, you see sometimes it's hidden. And then you need to search it a little bit. Okay, we go. And then let's always go back. Stop the program. Okay, that is good. Yeah, I'm always looking at this guy, but that's a credits guy. Okay, and I'm going to buy the second one. Okay, now it's back working. Now it works back. Okay, so yeah, okay, now it's working back. Good, 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 good. Yeah, sometimes it's an easy fix, but so I know what I'm doing, or what I have been doing. It's not always working that great, but yeah, okay. So now we only need to do this guy, huh? So that is in this section, huh? You see, and here it get. This is pretty weird. It was working before, and then all of a sudden it stopped working. And it's also the same code, eh? You see, it's just a copy, because you're not referring to, for example, golden. But yeah, it will be, because as you see, this I also need to modify. This is normally the bottom one. Let's see, you see, this is this. So this one is calling this the moment, so that's a renaming. So try to, that I also did today, I added some comments that, yeah, when you're working sometimes you forget to put comments, and then later on you don't know what your, or what that part of the code is doing. But yeah, okay, that will be for tomorrow, this part. Close it. That was safe normally, otherwise you will tell me. Oh no, oh yeah, I don't need you. Well, hi guys, I'm going off to bed now, so I hope tomorrow I can show you a complete working version of the character assault team sections, and then then we can move on. I'm going to see which part I'm going to do first, or I'm just going to do the basic setup so that we have a visibility of all the buttons. So I will see. I will sleep over it. So thanks for watching. Catch you tomorrow.